Yeah, this is Point Black, coming in hard and off the card, coming with that flow straight to the barrio, and coming with that heat to the motherfucking street. You know what I'm saying? This is PBNN, Point Black, National News, the late edition, and the ghetto edition as well, as we see, you know what I'm saying? As we see. You know what I mean? Because we got a lot of joints going on out here. People acting crazy. They running up like Slim Shady, and all that good old stuff. So we've got to make sure that we understand where we stand based on, a whole lot of things. You know what I'm saying? As we see. As we see. You know what I mean? Because it's too much. And now we have a generalization of this virus thing, of this virus thing that's going on. You know what I mean? So we have to now, pay more close attention to what it is that we see going on. You know what I mean? He's right now hitting me up on here, talking about what it's saying on my joint right quick. Before I get into that, it's talking about ooh, oh, look at. So we got some interesting news here. Excuse me on that one. So let's check that out. From what I'm seeing on here, they're asking people to when you vote, you know what I'm saying, remember to vote no on the I think it's vote no on the propositions 1, 3, and 4, written by progressive New York Democrats to change the state constitution. Here we go with the bullshit. Like I said, why would you want to change the state constitution when it's already written as we see? They want to change all constitution to fit the fact for them to do harm to you. So you must vote. When you vote, remember to vote on the propositions, 1, 3, and 4. Vote no. You know what I'm saying? Which again is written by these documents that you would be voting no on, this vote on. It was written by progressive Democrats to change the state constitution. Vote no on the propositions 1, 3, and 4 to stop partisan redistricting and voting fraud. You know what I'm saying? So when we look at it, is it whatever you're voting against that they wrote, they must want to redistrict and voting fraud. Really, you're voting against that anyway because the demon Democrats will cheat the elections. So we've got to make sure that whatever you vote for, especially with them calling themselves trying to get the all these restrictions lift, where they could have all these different people come in our country over the border and vote in our election who haven't been here no more than maybe a couple of days. Not only that, by doing that, those that even just come over the border and haven't even settled in or anything can just run and vote. So that means the whole of South America could just say, we're going to go over there and vote for the even Democrats. And they all piled up like they did when we saw it at the border when it was crowding up, trying to get across, and all those people just come in and vote. This is what the demon Democrats is trying to do because they're scared that a legitimate Republican gets in there and jumps on their neck like Trump did and cut them out from all that Luciferian garbage and blood sucking and all kind of bullshit that they were doing, pedophilia, all kinds of dumb stuff going on across planet Earth. And their names are involved in it, so they're trying their best to make sure they block anybody in there. And I bet you one of their last contingency plan might be those canisters at the airport down there with Mr. Rubber Coffin talking about, all this and that and the third. You know what I'm saying? And he always up on TV talking about how good the shot is and you still can get COVID and this and that, even though you after you did that. You know what I'm saying? He's a component of this also Marxist Luciferian plan, but he also never really showed. I think he go by the name of Dr. Griffin. Mr. Griffin up there. He's a clown. You know what I'm saying? But we was discussing, the general population, and how the general population got sick in the matter of this game that they played. You know what I'm saying? We have other issues to talk about, but this is the biggest issue of the day. And where the nurses, after Como had pulled the nursing home trick and all of this and that, But it also came down to what we call show and tell. Show and tell. So we know that the government had pushed info that was misinformation that we do know and that we do see. You know what I'm saying? While they looked at everybody else's stuff on Facebook and these different channels, even YouTube, and called our stuff misinformation. But all they spread to me the whole entire time. But swear up and down because they're in government and they have the power. They could get up there and they can do all this and you got to suck it down and say that it's true. You know what I'm saying? So they even want to control the truth in which you see. You know what I'm saying? So be aware of that. You know what I'm saying? But the misinformation is what they really spread it to me because they had no concrete proof. There was no true info with Como as to the cause of the death of the people in the nursing homes and the hospital. There was no true conclusive to that death, only show and tell, and a rush of and to restrict the general public all across the United States in all democratic states and beyond. You see what I'm saying? So now they want full control. This is why they're probably doing this voting thing to rewrite the New York Constitution. You see, because they want total control and they don't want no prosecution to come their way. So they'll do anything in their power to stop that because they were all under indictments for pedophilia, Luciferianism, garbage, all kinds of blood-sucking sacrifice garbage. There was a lot of stuff that they were doing under the guise of government. And we have to clean that out. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop living in that fantasy world and believing that these people will not do these things, but they have the power, the money, and the place to do it. So we have to start paying more closer attention. But there was no concrete proof in the causes of death in which Como showed us in the nursing homes and the hospital, and it did not come off that ship, so we know that. But he said it was already here, so we got him where it hurts. Only to show and tell and rush the restrictions and tracing, so he said. But the tracing was only good for him when he wanted to place it, the virus, wherever he wanted to place the virus. That's the only reason he did the red zone, green zone, and the tracing was to put the virus wherever he said he wanted it to be. If it was in Riverhead, New York, the virus is in Riverhead, New York. Meanwhile, they had done tested people over there and literally gave it to them. Now, that's a fact why it was there, if it was in the first place, or according to false information based on what the hospital was given. But when we look at it, he was only tracing to place it wherever he wanted to be, which would be all over the United States. All over New York. That was, and still, to me, misinformation. So I don't understand where he got off at with the nutshell. And that's a fact and point blank. It was all misinformation, really. Nobody did no autopsies. Nobody was sick until he pulled them bodies out. and started showing people bodies and restricting the whole of New York under a pretense of those bodies having a deadly virus, and he restrict everybody to the point where he forced everybody into being tested. Whether you do it, we're not gonna open up until you do, like you a little child and shit. We're not gonna open up, or wait, she's not gonna get back to normal until you guys get out there. You get to stuff up your nose and then we'll start to open things back up. Yeah, after you, because you were making them get something into them so you could get this ball rolling, and this could come to where we are now trying to make it a normability of what you have done. Don't come. A naturality of the bullshit. The naturality being that it seemed naturally running along this path, but really it was created from the beginning to run down and look like it was naturally. You know what I'm saying? But now people have now come to the point where they're beginning to see things at a greater light. That is still, again, like I said, when he told us this stuff and did all this tracing and saying it's in Riverhead, it's in New York, it's in down there, down the docks, it's over there, up there in the reservoir, so wherever they say it was, it was. And that is something we have to stop doing, because that is misinformation. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. Now that they are able to gain ground through the trickery, you know what I'm saying? Now here say did the rest. Now the here say did the rest. You see? You see, once they was able to gain ground through the restricting people out of their goddamn minds and forcing them into this shit, you know what I'm saying, by restricting everything that they could think would be theirs. They can't go to work, they can't make no money, they can't go to the grocery store, they can't eat. All of this wicked, beastly, garbage, Luciferian shit force those people into going and doing this. And once the trickery went through, you know what I'm saying, all was left up is people talking one to another and nothing but hearsay. What did the rest? Forcing testing on them who was not sick. Set the play into field. You know what I'm saying? More people became sick due to just the method of testing alone. So it had to be coming from the test kits. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I see it, and I don't care what nobody said. You know what I'm saying? You could think what you want, spell what you want, but spell my name right. You know what I'm saying? Because that bullshit don't work on me. Because if it was an occurrence of a traveling thing over a traveling point and the restrictions were put into place, it should have cut off and started to die out. But it did not. As we see, it begun to grow even faster and more at a higher rate. So now we at the normability where people think it's 2.78, you know, positivity, right, with 500,000 new cases every day. And those people are going to just slowly slide out of here in this game, while we must step up and try to cut this thing off before it wipes out all of us. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, more people became sick due to the testing method. Some people will go in and say they've been tested and it's negative. And then they'll go back again, maybe 3-4 months later, got sick, they go back, now it's positive. So now they spread it to, I had COVID. Yeah, you were giving it probably. You know what I'm saying? Now, driving the fear and a overreach of power, you know what I'm saying? You know, coming even from Bill Gates' sorry ass, bringing this bullshit poison into our country, you know what I'm saying, or even having anything to do when he infiltrated all the medical field when he was supposed to be a computer dude. Yeah, and he calculating that CO2 is heating up the planet coming from people too. Retarded behind, like he could control everything. He ain't nothing but a swine. You know what I'm saying? A fat pig in the pack. Hannibal. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever he called himself. You know what I'm saying? But to me, nothing but no more than Bill Gates Ali. Bill Gates Chemical Ali. You know what I'm saying? Same shit. You know what I'm saying? Bill Gates set it up. Fauci pushes it through. And that's a fucking point blank. You know what I'm saying? Because Mr. Fauci called himself head of disease and control, as we see. But he's more like head of disease out of his goddamn mind and out of control. Now we're hearing the remix of treatment. Now you could mix it. You could do the remix on it. You could mix it up. You get a double dose of chocolate. You get a double dose of vanilla. vanilla. You get a double dose of the Corvinus virus, and the werewolf virus, the vampire virus. You can mix those treatments up. Now we're hearing that you can mix shots. You know what I'm saying? Shot. Now you can mix them up. You know what I'm saying? Now we're hearing a remix of the treatment. So we see. You know what I'm saying? So we see. But the point is, I'm not anti-treatment. You know what I'm saying? What I am is anti-bullshit, though. You know what I'm saying? Anti-bullshit. Anti-cheating, anti-faking the funk, and so on. You know what I'm saying? And so on. I'm siding with Kyrie Irving on this one. They shouldn't have did Kyrie like that. You know what I'm saying? That's my man Kyrie. You know what I mean? But they shouldn't have did Kyrie Irving like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he refused to do something that he figured is an experimental joint, and he does not want it into his system, and he's a good, healthy athlete. But you're forcing good, healthy athletes, good, healthy people to go get tested, and next thing you know, they coming up positive because you done stuck it up their nose or you gave them a faulty kid. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the ones they took off of Walmart. But I'm siding with Kyrie Irving. He has the right, to say no. You know what I'm saying? I agree with Kyrie Irving 100%. And they should put him back on the team and stop playing around and messing that man's career up over this bullshit that they created and brought into our country, starting with Bill Gates and all the rest of his family and all the wicked beasts that follow this clown. And there's a lot of them in America that we have to be careful of, making them sign Luciferian contracts and everything, even on the basketball team. Next thing, they sitting up there signing contracts with this one, that one, and the third, and then you talking up for that country and that country when you in this country. You know what I'm saying? So we have to watch them saying with Steph Curry and LeBron James. We know who you signed with, talking about you a GOAT. What, GOAT, the Baphomet GOAT God? Don't come with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with Kyrie over 100%. You know what I'm saying? But Como set us up. You know what I'm saying? They set up New York. You know what I'm saying? They set us up. New York is a demon Democrat controlled state, like I was saying before, and all of us actually a controlled state. I stand again with Kyrie Irving. He should come to New York and he should play ball, but I side with Kyrie on this one, and we all need to stand up, I should say, with Kyrie Irving on this one and get that man back to playing basketball like he usually do, because that was his career. We need to get and stand with Kyrie Irving as he has the right to say no, and that's a fucking point blank. You know what I'm saying? That's a fucking point blank coming up for too.